to talk about this weekend's U.S. military strike on Iran.
Yeah, so much depends on what happens next. I mean, right now, I think there's probably not a lot of popular support here in this country, purely because it's a bit shocking. Obviously, no one was brought in on this decision. I do think that having the supreme leader killed and not in Iran is a good thing. This is the largest state-sponsored terrorist nation that has forever fueled China, Russia, as you pointed out, Elizabeth. And I think the protests that have been going on for months, the thousands of Iranians who have lost their lives, this is the largest protesting since 1979, which is a big deal. Now, I don't know if the handing over their country is as clean as it sounds. Oftentimes when you wipe out regimes, which we don't know for sure, Sunny, although 40 of the top leaders have been reported killed, so they've definitely decapitated the country right now. What happens next will really depend on how coordinated the people can be, because remember, they've been suppressed for years. The Iranian people are amazing, and they deserve to live outside of this leader and this regime, but they also have had media blackouts. Any dissidents, they can be killed. They'll just be killed. How well they speak to each other when they have facial recognition they've been using to identify protesters and then further eliminate them. So I just don't think we know yet how long this looks or what it looks like. But there are some benefits to this country if indeed it could go smoothly. It just remains a cautious optimism.
Well, I just think we all have to remember that because we don't know what's coming next. We don't know how safe women are going to be. We don't know. We don't know. The key here is we don't know. Because it would be great if it happened and it happened the way we want it to happen and people found that freedom, but I'm not optimistic because, you know, when you throw in religion and you throw in male dominance and sometimes when you know, all kinds of stuff, you have to surf a lot of this. And if you don't know what's going on, all we can do is talk about what we see. But I am cautiously watching to see who is going to end up becoming the leader. And it is not somebody I think we need to appoint. This is up to the Iranian people to make that decision. We can't just drop somebody in because then we're back with the Shah.
Without a doubt. And I think, Whoopi, you emphasized the point that even the president himself has said, and Secretary of War Pete Hegseth has said that this is now the time for the Iranian people to stand and do what they need to do. And when when you look at what women looked like and were treated like, we have a before and after. Before this regime and after. This is before, and here's after. And right now, these women have hope. 47 million women have hope. Women, people who are gay are not being thrown off buildings. Women will not be mutilated and murdered. And I think there's such hope, and it takes strength to find peace, and America should be first at that always.
Well, you know, here's the thing, though. I remember, and I hope you're right. I hope for the sake of the Iranian people and for the sake of the world, for America's sake, I hope you're right. But I remember 1989 when the Ayatollah Khomeini died, and we thought, this is over and this is going to be great, and a worse guy came up. I remember seeing George W. Bush on a U.S. aircraft carrier with a big banner behind him that said mission accomplished, and the mission had not been accomplished. I remember going into war with information that wasn't true. And so there's a lot that Donald Trump has to say and do, and I think it starts with Congress. I just think that they are our elected representatives, and he needs to give them the respect of giving them the information and making them part of the decision.
Why at this point, this is an unconstitutional war. It's an illegal war. He didn't go to Congress. He didn't go to the UN. He didn't go before the American people. And that's why at this point, 27% of Americans, only 27% of Americans approve of these actions. And I don't have any confidence that Donald Trump has any sort of plan. Maybe he has concepts of a plan, but he does not have any sort of plan.
Sunny, just to mention the other presidents that have gone in without congressional approval are Biden, Obama, Clinton, George H.W. Reagan. So I would be more upset that Congress has ceded this power than mad that the president didn't check with Congress.
Well, I'm mad about all of it,
I think we can
quite honestly.